Men at Sea, the third in a series of presentations of the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with the United States Maritime Commission and the War Shipping Administration. Today and in the weeks to come, we will bring you stories of men at sea and of the men who build the ships for the men at sea. Today, Landlocked Shipyards, the story of a fighting factory making boats for the merchant marine. The story of our wartime merchant marine is a story of courage and ingenuity. The courage of the men who sail the ships, getting them through to their destination come shell or high water. The courage of the men and women who build the ships, sticking to their jobs and sliding them down the ways on schedule, ahead of schedule. And the ingenuity of the thousands of men and women in hundreds of factories all over the country who have converted themselves and their plants to fit the needs of our vast shipbuilding program.
Wait a minute, brother. Did you say all over the country?
Yes, I did.
Well, you're racing your motor there, chum. Them ships are built alongside the ocean. My wife and I seen one launch just the other night in the newsreel. It was down in Baltimore. After they doused her with champagne, she slid right into Chesapeake Bay. That's where they build them boats, Bub, right by the ocean. You got your wires crossed.
Well, you know, you're right in one respect, my friend. Our merchant marine ships are launched by the sea. But the parts that go into them come from almost every state in the Union.
Yeah?
That's right. Pick that ship you and your wife saw. Her pressure gauges may have come from your state. Her boilers from mine. Her propeller shaft from still another.
You don't say.
And those lifeboats swinging from her davits. Do you have any idea where they come from?
No, where?
Well, they were probably made hundreds of miles from the ocean, way out in the Middle West.
Oh, now you're going too far. There are no shipyards out there.
They weren't made in a shipyard. Those lifeboats were built in a stove factory.
Well, what do you know about that?
Yes, that's the wartime conversion story of an American plant, one among more than 1,500 factories, which in 32 states manufacture products needed for the sea, which are shipped to 71 shipyards on the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Gulf Coast, and the Great Lakes, resulting in the assembling of 5 or 6 new ships every single day. Yet it's one particular plant that we're talking about. So let's go back a few months and drop in out there in the Middle West. It's the lunch hour, and as usual, when men gather for lunch, there's some conversation going on.
That's mighty funny going on around here. First Ennis leaves town, then he comes back and Janeway leaves. Then Janeway comes back and they both leave. And now they're back again. You know what's up, Tom?
Well, I can't say as I know, Ben. But a man's got a right to his opinion.
What do you think's going on, Tom?
Well, we've been going along with this stove model for quite a spell now, Cliff, and it appears to me that we're about due for a change. Now, Fred Janeway being the designer and Mr. Ennis being the president, I'd say that when they get together, we're going to bring out a new model.
Yes, and when all the fuss is over, what do we have? Just another stove.
Well, what's wrong with the stove?
Well, nothing's wrong with them, Dad. But there's a war going on. We can't defend ourselves with stoves.
Well, a home-cooked meal is one of the things we'll be defending. Like I always say, stove's the foundation of American life.
Sounds like your boy Roger don't want to follow the family trade, Tom.
No, that's not it, Ben. But I think there are more important things now. I felt bad enough when the Army turned me down, and the least I could be doing now is defense work.
Ah, what's the hurry, Roger? We ain't in the war.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, the war's got nothing to do with it. He's just restless like all young fellas. Last week, he wanted to go down to the city and build airplane motors. Before that, he was all set on going to Chicago to work in the tank plant. You know how it is. Grass is always greener. Well, I recollect when I was a young fellow, I wanted to run away and join a medicine show. Yeah, but I got over it.
Hey, get your feet off of that stovetop, Ben. You want to scratch that enamel?
Okay, Tom, okay. My gosh, the way you nurse these stoves around, you'd think you were their mother instead of a foreman.
Yeah, they get scratched up aplenty when they leave here anyway, Tom. Wait till some contractor starts throwing them around.
It don't make any difference. When they go out of here, I don't want no marks on them.
Here it is, boys. Back to the mine. Ready? Here it go, boys.
Oh, Mr. Hunter.
Oh, hello, Miss Anderson.
Hello, Miss Anderson.
Mr. Ennis wants you in his office right away.
Well, what do you know? You hear that, boys? It looks like I was right. Get ready for a new model.
Come in, Tom.
Now, good morning, Miss Anderson.
Good morning. Have a chair.
Well, president, general manager, super,
Hi, Tom.
designer.
Hi, Tom.
What is this? Am I on the carpet?
No, Tom, you're not on the carpet, or rather, we're all on it. We've got to get our heads together and fast.
Well, I'm raring to go, Mr. Ennis. We wouldn't be going to bring out a new model by any chance, would we?
Yes, it's a new model, all right, Tom. Show them those drawings, Fred.
Here she is, Tom. Front, side, and top. What's this thing?
It's a lifeboat, Tom.
A lifeboat? What are we going to do with a lifeboat?
We're going to build it, Tom.
You're going to what?
Build it.
But we ain't equipped to build boats, Mr. Ennis. Stove making's our line.
Was our line, Tom. This country's got to arm itself in a big hurry, and to do that job, every factory, big and small, has to think along new lines in terms of new products. War products.
Yeah, I suppose that's right, Mr. Ennis. But what's the connection between us and lifeboats? Well, there ain't enough water around this town to float a cigar box.
We'll build them first, Tom, and worry about floating them later. As far as our connection with lifeboats is concerned, we were lucky. Fred here had some experience designing a lifeboat during the last war, so he designed this boat. We took it to the United States Maritime Commission in Washington, and bingo, we're in the lifeboat business. Now we've got to get into production as soon as possible.
Gosh, Mr. Ennis, I wouldn't know where to start. I've never built anything but stoves.
Yes, I know, Tom. Your family's been making stoves for over 100 years, and so is mine. But now we've a new job. Clarkson.
Yes, sir.
I want you to contact every boat plant that you can, study their equipment, and see just how many changes we're going to have to make. Horton.
Yeah?
I want you to work with him, and as soon as he's decided on what we need, buy it. And Fred, you'll go over your design with Clarkson and see how much of our present machinery we can use or convert. And Tom...
Yes, Mr. Ennis?
I want you to clear our stoves out of here just as fast as you know how. Well, now that everybody has his assignment, let's get going.
You going back down to the shop, Tom?
Yeah, come on. So this was your cockeyed idea, huh, Fred?
Nothing cockeyed about it, Tom. We're just going to quit building stoves and make lifeboats.
Lifeboats. Whoever saw a lifeboat out here in the middle of the prairie?
Okay, boys, knock down those tumbling mills and get them out of here. This is where we're going to put the new rust-proofing tank.
These plans call for a 30-foot furnace. We've got no room in here for a thing that big.
And build it outside. We'll put a building around it later. I want all these snapping machines over against the wall. The new press coming in here.
Just one press? Why can't we put it against the wall?
Why? Because it's a 260,000-pounder. Big enough to stamp out a whole quarter section of a boat in one stroke.
A 260,000-pounder? Good gravy.
When we get into full production on those boats, I'm afraid we're going to have trouble down here in the mountain department, Mr. Clarkson. Trouble? What kind? We won't be able to get enough railroad cars in here to load them. Any way we can get more track space? Not without tearing out that whole wall. Then tear off the wall.
Well, there it is, all finished, Dad. That's the last stove we'll make around here for some time.
Well, you don't have to act so darn tickled about it.
My gosh, Tom, why don't you snap out of it? With that long face of yours, you'd think we were burying your best friend. I'm glad it's over myself. I'll be glad when we start on that boat.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, shall we put a wreath in this stove, Tom, and have a little service?
Now, boys, it's no laughing matter. In the first place, I ain't at all sure we can build that number 1 boat. And if we should happen to get it stuck together, how do we know it's going to float?
Why, ain't you heard, Tom? We're going to try her out in my brother's horse trough.
No, Ben. Fred Janeway's going to launch her in his bathtub. Well, don't worry. We've got a place to test her, all right. Out in the swimming hole, the old East End gravel pit. Boy, I can't wait to start work on her.
What's got into this boy of yours, Tom? Ever since he heard we're going to make lifeboats, he's been livelier than butter in a skillet.
Yeah, this is just the kind of a wild scheme that appeals to him.
Well, there's nothing wild about it, Dad. Now we're going to do something important. It's not like making a stove just to sit around in somebody's kitchen. Our lifeboats will be all over the world, going to England and China and Russia, everywhere.
Fiddlesticks. Before you get those boats out on the 7 seas, you'd better see if we can make one here.
We'll make it.
I ain't so sure, son. I'm not so sure.
What'd I tell you, Dad? There comes number 1 out of the foundry.
My gosh, Tom, he's right. There she is.
Hey, I'd say that's pretty darn good. Look at her. She looks just like a lifeboat.
Well, I thought she is, you darn fool.
Oh, what I mean is those fellas in there never worked on anything bigger than an oven before.
Yeah, it's together, but it still ain't floating.
Hey, they're bringing her over here now. I guess we get the next crack at her. Look, she's the same in both ends. Huh. I wonder how you tell the front from the back.
You don't, Ben. On a boat, you tell the bow from the stern. And what did you say they call the right and left, Roger? Starboard and port.
You don't sound like the Admiral himself, Roger. Where'd you learn all that?
Oh, I don't know anything about it, really. I just talked a lot to Mr. Janeway, and he let me read a few of his books.
Okay, boys, ready for final assembly. Can you take it from here, Tom?
I think so, Mr. Carlson.
All right, she's all yours.
What'll we do first, Tom?
Why, well, I guess we'd better put in those seat boards.
No, Dad. I mean, excuse me, but I think we ought to put in the forts last. Don't you think it would be better if we shipped the rudder first? Shipped it? Where to? That's some more sailor talk, Cliff. That means to put it on.
Oh, yeah. Aye, mate.
Then we can make the forts fast and rig the mast and sail. Don't you think that's the best way to do it, Dad?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, we'll try it that way. Let's go.
Okay. Here, Ben, give me a hand with this rudder and we'll line it up, huh?
Yes, sir, Skipper.
Heave home, Huggy! Here comes the cook. Yeah. Look at old number 1 sitting up there, going in for a dip in the old swimming hole. Gosh, look how she gleams in that sun. And she look trim, Dad.
Yeah, she ain't floating yet.
Oh, why don't you quit hanging crepe, Tom? I ain't much of one to get excited over my job, but when I caught sight of number 1 there and got to thinking I had a hand in beating her, building her, by gosh, I got duck bug.
Well, a boat's a boat. Until I see her in the water, you ain't going to catch me getting excited.
Hey, quiet. Mr. Ennis is going to say something.
May I have your attention, please? This is no time for speech-making, so I'm going to be brief and to the point. You've all heard the news this morning from the Philippines. It means just one thing. We're at war now, and we've got a tough job ahead of us if we're going to win it. We're out here to see if we started our job right. If lifeboat number 1 is seaworthy, that's fine. We're off to a good beginning. But remember, it's just the beginning. And until our merchant marine can sail the seas once more in peace, it's up to every one of us to give his very best. Are you ready over there, Clarkson? All set, Mr. Ennis. All right. Lower away.
There she goes. Hey, they're letting the front end down too fast.
That's the bow. Besides, they got her straightened out now. Hey, look. She's in the water now.
She's on her own.
Hooray for number 1. Look at her. She floats. Oh, she pumps the big galoot. What do you expect her to do? Dive under like a mud hen? She's beautiful. Beautiful. What do you think of number 1 now, Tom? Are you convinced?
Well, what's so big about her floating? That's what she's supposed to do, ain't it?
I never saw such a guy.
Hey, look. Bob Ferris and those fellas are getting in there with the paddles.
Those are oars, Ben.
Well, whatever they are, they're going to do something. Let's stick around and watch.
No, let's get back, Ben.
What for? What's the rush?
Let's get started on lifeboat number 2, huh?
They're rolling these boats out of here now, Cliff. The government inspector just okayed number 220.
Yep, we're doing 4 a day now, regular as a clock. But you know what I heard today?
What?
Well, since young Roger Hunter worked out that new assembly line idea, Clarkson's going to step it up to 8.
8 lifeboats a day? Huh. Think of that, Cliff. Remember how long it took us to put together old number 1?
Yeah. Yeah, that was like pulling teeth, wasn't it? Wonder where she is now.
And if I know. But I'll bet wherever she is, she's ready, willing, and able to do her job. You know, a lot of these boats have come along since then. But I haven't felt the same way about them as I did about her.
Yeah, I know. She had a sort of personality.
Yeah, it's funny how things work out, ain't it? Here's Roger taking to this lifeboat building like a duck to water. With old Tom, why, it's just the opposite. He just kind of dropped his whip since we quit making stoves.
You know, I've got an idea that now Tom don't feel so sure of himself.
Well, whatever he did, he's sure taking it out on Roger. That's why Roger has to be transferred out of here. He told him he thought he'd be better on a machine. But the real reason was Tom's riding him.
It's too bad, any way you look at it.
Well, speak of Beelzebub and up he pops. Hi there, Skipper. What are you doing in our port?
Oh, Ben. Cliff.
Hi, Roger.
The big press snapped a rod, and while they were putting in a new one, I thought I'd come back to my old stamping grounds and give you a hand. Where's Dad?
Oh, he's up the other end of the shop somewhere.
What number are you working on now?
Number 222 for the Ocean Blue. That's not so bad. I wonder if they put it in the shop news.
If they do, they can cancel my subscription. Hey, lift that rudder up here, Ben.
Here, Ben, I'll give you a lift. We better hurry and get this boat out of the way. There's number 223 poking her prow out of the foundry. Hey, you got the pin, Cliff?
Yep, right here.
All right, Ben, all through here. You lined up down there?
Yep.
All right, Cliff, set the pin.
Right.
What are you doing over here in my department? My press broke down, Dad. Since I knew this work, I thought I'd come over here till they get it fixed.
Oh, you did, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Whenever a man has to get out of my department, we can get along just fine without him.
Oh, but, Dad, be reasonable. I just wanted to help.
Help? You just wanted to poke your nose in over here and see if you couldn't make some more of your bright suggestions. Next thing you know, you'll be thinking you own the place.
Now, see here, Dad. I don't think I own anything. I just had a little time to spare, and I wanted to keep busy.
Well, keep busy someplace else. We don't need you here. How's that one coming, Ben?
We're shipping the rudder now.
Well, finish that up today. You can do the thwarts tomorrow. The way we're turning them out now, there's no rush.
But, Dad, if you let me help you, we can finish the whole thing today. 3 of us can do it easy before quitting time.
Ben, you and Cliff finish the rudder today.
Okay.
Let the rest go till tomorrow.
Dad, do you know what you're doing? You're holding back a lifeboat that our merchant seamen need. It means lives, Dad. Men's lives. I know you've had it in for me ever since we quit making stoves. For some reason, you blame the change on me. But don't take it out on innocent men. They need these boats, Dad. They're counting on us.
I'm the boss here, and I said we'd finish the boat tomorrow.
I know you're the boss, but finishing this lifeboat is more important than you or me or any of us. I say we can finish it today, and we're going to. How about it, Cliff? Ben? Let's wrap up number 222.
You heard my orders, boys.
Sorry, Tom, but the Merchant Marine's waiting for this boat.
That's how I figured, too, Tom. Come on, Roger. We're going to have to step on it.
Yes?
Tom Hunter wants to see you, Mr. Ennis.
Tom Hunter. Is anything wrong in the plant?
No, he wants to see you on a personal matter.
Oh, all right. Send him in. Come in. Well, hello there, Tom. Glad to see you.
Hello, Mr. Ennis.
Come on, right in. This is the first time in the month of Sunday you dropped in on me. Sit down. Oh, what's on your mind? Well, I don't know quite how to say it, Mr. Ennis, but you see, I want to quit. You want to quit, Tom? Oh, I know it sounds crazy with all the important work we're doing now and all.
I know it is important work since we're in the war. But, well, I just don't seem to fit in around here anymore.
Well, tell me about it, Tom. What's the trouble?
No, it's been one thing and another for a long time now. But this afternoon it kind of came to a head. My boy Roger, you know Roger.
I'll say I know him. He's the smartest young fellow we've got here.
Oh, he's a bright one, all right. There's no question about that. But anyway, he came over to my department to work while his machine was being fixed. Now, my boys have been working pretty hard lately, Mr. Ennis. You know that.
Yes, we all have, Tom.
Well, when Roger wanted to rush ahead and finish a job, I put my foot down and said no, they could finish it tomorrow. Well, Roger got all riled up and said they ought to go ahead. Well, they followed his orders instead of mine. Now, when a foreman loses control of his men, Mr. Ennis, I think it's time for him to step out.
I see.
Well, I'm not saying Roger didn't have his reasons, Mr. Ennis, but he just don't see things my way. Looks now like the boys don't either. So the best thing for me to do is to leave. That's what I want to do.
How long have you been with us, Tom?
Well, going on 35 years now.
That's a long time. And I sure hate to lose you now. We need every experienced man we have, and more, too. Oh, maybe we can straighten this thing out. Take this thing this afternoon. I wasn't there, of course, but from what you told me, you were both right, in a way. Naturally, you want to protect your men. And that's what a foreman ought to do. But Roger was thinking of something bigger, Tom. He wasn't looking at the work involved. He was thinking of the job that lifeboat has to do. That's why he was so anxious to get it finished. Oh, don't you see that?
Well, I've been trying to see it right along, Mr. Ennis, and when you put it that way, it sounds mighty convincing. But when I get back down in the shop, it'll all get mixed up again. As hard as I try to talk myself out of it, those boats are just taking the place of stoves to me. When we quit making stoves, I just lost interest. I guess I'm what you call one-tracked.
Well, Tom, if that's the way you feel, I suppose there's nothing I can do about it.
No, sir, I suppose not. Well, I guess I'll be getting along. I suppose I can stop by for my pay now, can't I?
Oh, yeah, sure. Your pay, Tom. I'll tell you what you do. Suppose you come by tomorrow morning about 10 o'clock and pick it up. Don't go to the cashier. Come up here and I'll give it to you personally.
All right, Mr. Ennis. I'll be here about 10. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Tom.
Yes, Mr. Ennis?
Is everything all set for tomorrow morning, Miss Anderson?
Yes, sir. We got a wire just a few minutes ago from Washington. They'll get here at 9.
Good. Now, nobody in the plant knows anything about it, do they?
Oh, no, sir. Not a soul.
That's fine. I want it to be a complete surprise. Particularly to Tom Hunter.
Well, good morning, Mr. Hunter.
Good morning. Mr. Emerson?
No, he's out in the plant, Mr. Hunter. But he left word for you to come right out as soon as you arrived.
Say, what in the heck's going on around here, Miss Anderson? Flags hanging all over the place and big speakers standing out there in the yard? What is this, a factory or a 4th of July picnic?
No. Oh, I haven't any idea, Mr. Hunter. Maybe Mr. Ennis will know.
It's sort of proud you're building life rafts here, too, isn't it, Ennis?
You just give us the contract, Mr. Commissioner. We'll do the rest.
Well, I don't doubt that. You know, the first day you walked into my office with those lifeboat drawings and said you were from the prairies, I had a hard time to keep from laughing. But after the job you've done, I'd take seriously as you told me you were going to build a battleship out here. You've done a remarkable job, Ennis. Remarkable. Don't you think so, Bradley?
It's on account of their job that I'm here today, Commissioner.
Hello, Mr. Ennis. I'm here.
Oh, hello, Tom. Tom, this is Commissioner Hillary of the United States Maritime Commission.
Yeah, how do you do,
Commissioner Tom Hunter, our final assembly foreman.
Mr. Hunter, I'm proud to shake your hand. And what you've done out here is an example to all America. Every time you look at that pennant, I just remember that yours is one of the Merchant Marine's favorite ports.
pennant.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Tom. Today our plant gets the Maritime M pennant for outstanding production achievement. I want to surprise everybody.
May I shake your hand, too, Mr. Hunter?
Oh, yeah, why, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tom, this is Seaman Bradley of the Merchant Marine.
Glad to know you.
It means a great deal to me to meet a man who saved my life, Mr. Hunter.
Saved your life?
Yeah. You see, I was torpedoed in the South Atlantic. We lost all of our boats but one. She was one of yours. She rode out 18 days of the foulest weather I've ever lived through. And when we were picked up, even though she was battered and weather-scarred, she was in one piece and keeled down. So that's what I mean, Mr. Hunter. You people out here may not realize it, being away from the ocean like you are, but you saved my life and hundreds of others, just as sure as if you'd fished us out of the wet yourselves.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Bradley, Tom might be interested to know which boat it was that you were in.
She was number one, Mr. Ennis. I'll remember that old brass number plate as long as I live.
Number one. You mean our first one, Mr. Ennis?
That's right, Tom. And since then, a lot more of our boats have gone through the same thing.
Yeah, but there'll never be another boat like her, Mr. Ennis. After all those days we spent in her, we got to love her like the finest liner ever built. I don't know. I guess she had personality.
Hey, we'd better get down to the speaker stand. We'll be late. And, by the way, Tom, I have a check here for you.
Well, if it's all the same to you, Mr. Ennis, I'd like to... can't I just collect it Saturday as usual with the rest of the boys?
You bet you can, Tom. I'm tickled to death to hear it.
Oh, thanks. Well, I better be getting back to work.
But, Tom, it's almost time for the ceremony.
Yeah, we can build a couple of more boats between now and then. Come to think of it, I've been acting like one of them gold-darned bottlenecks. I gotta catch up. And the first thing you know, some young sprout will come around and try to take my job.
Our shipbuilding progress is one of the miracles of American production, a miracle that is being achieved by nationwide cooperation. Overnight, peacetime industry converts to wartime production. Peacetime workers convert to wartime laborers. Overnight, our shipbuilding accomplishments become the admiration of our allies, the envy and dread of our enemies. Today, our shipyards face a grave problem. Workers are needed, men and women, more and more of them, skilled and unskilled, to maintain our high tempo in shipbuilding. If you are not now employed at your highest skill in a critical industry, there's a job for you at the nearest shipyard. If you are unskilled, you will be trained for a vital place in war production. Many of these jobs can be filled by women, must be filled by women. And a woman with a trade will find that she can play a more important role in helping to win the war. Go to your local shipyard or the local office of the United States Employment Service and inquire about your place in our shipbuilding program. You will be paid well and trained for advancement. Remember, your local shipyard or the local office of the United States Employment Service. Don't miss the boat. Help build the ships to crush the Axis. Ladies and gentlemen, this story of a landlocked shipyard was written by Harry Bailey. It was the third in a series of programs offered as a public service by the National Broadcasting Company and the independent radio stations associated with the NBC network in cooperation with the United States Maritime Commission and the War Shipping Administration. The cast of tonight's performance included Bennett Kilpack, Harold Vermillier, Rod Hendrickson, Bernard Lenroll, Cora Campbell, Scott Scotsworth, Maurice Minnick, Roger DeKoven, Ian McAllister, Barry Hopkins, Mendel Kramer, and Alan Stevenson. The special musical score was composed by Leo Kempinski, conducted by Merle Kendrick. The Song of the Victory Fleet was composed by Leonard Whitcomb. The production was under the direction of William M. Sweets. This is George Putnam speaking. This program has come to you from New York. This is the National Broadcasting Company.